What's up, guys? I'm Krys with MHK Music Scene. I'm here with Taylor Kline. How you doing, Taylor?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man. So I just want to get right into this. At what point in your life did you decide that you were going to pursue music? Like, this is what I'm going to do.
Well, I always sang along with music as a kid and whatnot, but my grandpa played country music on guitar, and so he kind of showed me the basics. When I got a guitar for my 16th birthday, we, sat down and practiced together, and I eventually learned some songs. And so my first couple shows were with him at like senior citizens, like banquets and stuff like that, and playing Johnny Cash and like old country stuff with him. And then I just, eventually grew into it from there. Like took the reins myself, I guess, and just learned my own stuff. But yeah.
So how would you describe your style? I know that you talk about Johnny Cash and playing styles that your grandpa taught you, but like, what would you say your style is right now?
Well, when I first got the hang of guitar, I was in college and getting out of high school, and I was really into punk rock, like Green Day and Foo Fighters. So I played a lot of that type of stuff. My grandpa always told me, like, you'll eventually come back around to the roots and like country and stuff. And so I have, in the last couple of years, I played as much country as I can. Try to make my songs lean towards country if I can, but they come out a lot of folky sounds too with harmonica and stuff. So
I dig a harmonica. Yes. So guitar and harmonica, are those the two instruments that you play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing else that you dabble in?
I've been doing a little bit of piano, but I play piano like a guitar player, so I just bang chords out and
Hey, whatever works.
By myself, but if I was with a band, they might question what I'm doing.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't fly so much. That's cool. So what other influences do you have besides like your grandpa?
Besides my grandpa, it's just the people that I grew up listening to, whether it's Garth Brooks and country, or with the harmonica, Neil Young and Bob Dylan both kind of inspired me to get the harmonica brace. And I play a lot of solo shows. Obviously, I've had a band before, but I've been playing solo for the last 2 years or so, and having a harmonica with a guitar adds a little bit to the show than just a solo guy. Kind of adds an extra element to it. So
for sure.
I lean on that.
That's awesome. So, in what way has your style evolved throughout the years?
Well, like I said, I started out with punk rock.
Yeah.
I had an electric guitar, but somewhere around the time I got out of college, I traded my electric gear for acoustic stuff and got back to more country and folky roots, and have been kind of sticking with that. It seems to work the best for what I want to say in my songs. So it's just getting back to the roots, I guess. I don't know, like my grandpa said.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So what do you think sets you apart from other artists?
I don't know. I've never really thought that I'm doing anything that unique. It's just working within a realm that has been laid out in front of me, and it's just the most comfortable vehicle for me to do whatever the message is I want to do with a song, I guess. And so it's nothing that revolutionary, but it's just country and folk sensibilities put together with guitar and harmonica. That's pretty much it.
Right on. So, what drives you to continue with music and continue to just working on your craft?
Well, first of all, I really don't have any contingency plan besides playing music. I just always have done that and relied on that, but it just coming up with new ideas all the time and wanting to put them into a song, like looking for that one thing that you can write about that everybody kind of relates to in one way or another. And if it's something simple as mowing your grass, you can make it into a metaphor for life or something like that. And so that, just kind of, it drives me to try and find funny metaphors or, cool messages that way.
Okay. So I know you did an EP, what year?
It was in 2011, I think. Yeah.
Okay. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
I got the opportunity through some of my dad's friends to go to Nashville and work with some studio musicians.
Nice.
And do like just 5 songs that I had at the time. The only 5 songs I had written at the time. I wasn't really a songwriter, but they made me sound way better than I should have sounded. You know, it was. I had a drummer that played on John Mayer's first album, and he's a studio musician in Nashville, and so he played drums for me on my recordings, and it was, you know, as a 21-year-old, it made me feel like, I was way out of place. Like, I couldn't believe that they were giving me the time of day to do my music and stuff, but it came out with a pretty good sounding product. But then the second album I did, which we were talking about, Man That's Never Alone, came out in 2017, and I did that all myself with a buddy. Kind of did the MacBook garage band. We recorded it in the garage my dad has that's kind of a man cave kind of thing, and did most of it ourselves.
Nice.
And as much as that worked out well as far as like having creative control and stuff like that, I do think that if I record again, I want to use the expertise of a studio technician is not somebody to be overlooked. Like they make things sound better. You can't just go into it by yourself.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Hoping to work with the frequency, you know. Yeah.
I feel
But yeah.
So do you have a writing process that you kind of stick with, or?
It's pretty sporadic. Like sometimes the guitar part comes first, and then I struggle over finding words for it. Other times I have words that I want to put to something, and it's just like pains me to try and figure out like how to put it to a melody and a rhythm. But the best songs always come like together at the same time. So I try to, you know, there's no way to recreate it, but I try to facilitate that to happen as much as possible. It's always a battle.
So do you have a favorite venue or places that you especially like to perform?
Well, today my favorite venue is Tallgrass Tap House in Finns.
I like it.
This is actually the first time I ever played on Points down
really?
in Manhattan. So yeah, this is a nice part of town. Other than Aggieville, I didn't really know any other parts
That had
anything
places
live
where
music.
You could play.
But I play in Littleton, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
I've come to be friends with a place out there called Jake's Brew Bar.
Okay.
And that's a great place. There's several places that I've traveled to periodically, but mostly the tri-state area. You know, Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas and Colorado, pretty much. Yeah.
Are there any favorite songs that you like to perform at all, like more so than others?
Well, my favorite, I would say my favorite performer, one of my bigger influences is Van Morrison.
Oh.
I like him. He's a drunken Irishman, but he sings his heart out and puts it on his sleeve, so I try to emulate a lot of his sensibilities in the way that he sings and just kind of lays it out there, especially as a solo artist. You have to try and make up for all the members you're missing in a band, so I do the best I can with that.
Yeah, right on. Okay. So, do you have any other hobbies or passions outside of music?
I do some farming and ranching with my dad and my grandpa. Like whenever I'm not playing music, that's kind of my other part-time job. I do some, with grain harvest in the summer and the fall, and like fixing fence and stuff like that. So it's a nice freelance kind of job that I can do whenever I'm open, without shows, and can need some time off from that, and can go work pretty easy hours with that. So yeah.
I kind of want to go back to your album. Did you have a certain inspiration behind that? Like anything that really drove you to make that kind of album that you made?
As far as Man That's Never Alone goes, it was a collection of songs that I just had over maybe 5 or 6 years. Okay. And I finally got to an album's worth and decided that it'd be good to record them. I'm actually working on a new project, and I'm hoping it'll come out in, the spring or summer. And it's a little bit more of a streamlined, like I wrote pretty much all the songs within a 4-month period. So they're kind of they go together in a theme, whereas the other Man That's Never Alone is kind of a collection of just several years of growing and songwriting and put them together with a band and that type of thing. So I think it'll be called Open That Door.
Open That
Door? That'll be the next album this summer sometime, hopefully.
Nice. So that's a big thing for this year.
Yeah.
Do you have any other plans for 2020?
Pretty much just getting that done would be
Ideal.
a godsend. And if I can find some people to help me record it, and I know Max and the Box Turtles. Max has a studio he's putting together in his garage, so I'm going to be looking into using that and just promoting that. And just I don't know if I'll make CDs again. I might just put it out online again, just exclusively online. And all my stuff's on YouTube. And all the hosting site like iTunes, Amazon, Spotify stuff. So search my name, you should be able to find it.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you giving me some of your time. It was nice getting to know you. Awesome. Yeah. So you just have do you have Instagram?
Yeah, there's an Instagram, Kline.Taylor. My Twitter is @TaylorLeeKline, and then it's Taylor Kline Music on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you. And then ours is Manhattan. What is it? What is ours? Dude. You know what? I'm going to give it up to my lovely co-host over here. He's going to talk about our social media handles.
How about we're on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. So make sure you follow us. We'll continue to bring you like all the local bands, local artists, and I get to make fun of Crystal every time. So come see us.
MHK Music Scene, if you guys didn't catch that, that's our handle.